Bitcoin, the digital currency, gained a lot of headlines recently with everything that happened in Cyprus. Do you think an unregulated digital currency is even a remotely viable alternative to what we've got now with the U.S. dollar or just traditional fiat currencies?
Anything is a remotely viable. Yes, I don't know enough about Bitcoin to say anything. I just don't understand it. But I do know that what's happened with technology, just in my lifetime alone, anything is possible technologically. And I'm sure right now there are a couple of 18-year-olds in a garage somewhere figuring out something which is going to change everything we know. Just like everything has happened, and there have been 18-year-olds in the garages for the past 50 years. There are going to be more changes, and the idea that it cannot happen, no, anything can happen, and many things will happen.
As you look at the world right now, I mean, you've traveled through so many countries. It's no doubt giving you some insights into the similarities and differences in multiple cultures and markets. What do you look at right now? What country or countries do you think offer the best opportunities for an investor, or ones that no one's really paying attention to that they should be in the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, Myanmar is one. People are starting to pay attention to Myanmar. It's not easy to invest there yet. North Korea is one where they're going to be great fortunes made in the next decade or two. Russia, I'm looking at trying to figure out a way to invest in Russia, but most people, if they even can spell Russia, hate Russia. So I'm looking for ways to invest in those countries.
Okay. What's really important to you when you go to look at considering a potential asset or a country to invest in? What's some of the things that stand out?
Well, it's always different depending on what it is. I mean, if you're looking at cotton, it's entirely different if you're looking at North Korea. Well, the first thing is it cheap? Is it ignored? Is it, something that people are not spending a lot of time and money on? That's the first thing. And then if I can find something that's changing for the good, then I get more and more excited, more and more interested, and I go further and further. So I guess the first thing to look for is cheap, and then the second thing to look for is positive change, and then it depends on the asset.
What are some factors you take into consideration when it's time to move on from an investment?
Oh, has it gotten expensive, and has there changed?
So
If
just
everybody's
yeah.
excited about it, and you can see something that's going to be a negative change taking place, then it's time to possibly think about selling.
Right.
Nothing has lasted forever. No bull market has lasted forever in anything. So there's always a time to sell.
Now, what are your thoughts currently on coal? I mean, in the U.S., it's been a commodity that's been vilified, but throughout the world, it's still used largely for electricity generation. Do you think it's a contrarian investment to consider?
I do know that coal is extensively used, certainly in Asia and other places. I don't. When you say yes, if it is cheap, it's certainly gone down a lot, and the stocks have gone down a lot. So yeah, it's probably a time to be looking. I don't think we're going to stop using electricity, stop driving. So the use of energy is going to continue.
Question for you. We've got close to 500,000 readers, and some of them are seasoned investors, and some of them are younger. And one of them wanted me to ask you, what's the best advice you can give to someone who's investing in stocks for the first time? They're just a recent college grad, so they're looking for just a single bit of wisdom that they can take with them as they start the journey.
My best advice is don't do it until you know a huge amount. Just sit and save your money, accumulate your capital while you're learning. It always looks easy, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it is, at least especially if you make money at first. But it's not easy. It's very, very, very difficult to make money in the investment world, and don't do it until you know a lot. And even then, wait and learn some more, because it's not easy. And stick with what you know too. Stick with what you know the most about. That's where you should start. If you know a lot about music or sports or fashion or whatever, cars, start with what you know.
When's the next book coming? I know it's been January. It's only January released, Street Smarts, but do you have another one in the works already?
No. I never thought I'd do any books. Now I've done 6. So when I say no, there's not any more coming. I've been wrong, several times. So I can tell you I don't have any plans at the moment.
Well, that's really all I had, and I just really wanted to thank you for your time that you've shared with us today, Mr. Rogers. We really do appreciate it.
My pleasure. Great
Thank,
pleasure. So let's do it again someday.
Will do. Thanks again. Have a great day.